Good morning. It's about 8:30, I think. It's after 8. It's the 20th of April. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. 66 degrees. And I wanted to do a garden diary because it's going to be short though, because I just want to capture some of the progress that we've made and then get on to working. We've got a hole dug here, but there's a pipe way down in there, and this flex tubing and this sprinkler head it was broken off. So we found what was broken, and we've still got to fix that, and then we're going to try to figure out what we're going to do for water up here. I have been getting some of the leaves picked up here, and there's still, like, I'm gonna let this vinca grow. There's some rosemary in the block and stuff, and there's a rosemary sitting up here. Some of it I'm gonna worry about, some of it I'm not. I've been working to get the honeysuckle and stuff out of the dirt. I should probably, you can see I've got a huge leaf pile back there. And then check out my snapdragons that came up. They're getting huge. There's my Rose of Sharon. It's getting kind of big. Smoke bushes are doing good. My husband's doing some different watering on all of the Vego beds up here too, so. There's my valerian. Valerian, yeah. I've been weeding out front, so there's my big pile of leaves that I'm going to do something with. I may use it for mulch if nothing else. These zucchini I put in aren't doing well. I probably will replace them. Actually, not all of that one's not doing too bad. My chamomile's finally got some blooms on it. I planted this bed out yesterday. It's got I had to do some mathematical type. I did tables to show which plants are tall and which ones are shorter and how much spacing they need, and so that's what I came up with there. Here's my Love in a Mist flower. That's kind of cool looking. And then this is our new method of tomatoes. we've got the hooks that we got from Next Level Gardening, and these are just on a string, and we've already had a pretty hefty gusty wind through here, and they held up pretty good. I wondered how they were gonna fare because some of the strings aren't real taut. Like this has quite a bit of tension, this one, but others don't. But it seems like they're still working, you know, to hold the plant in place and let it kind of blow in the wind. So my husband built this, and this is like the best gift he could ever give me. Ooh, there's a grasshopper on that board. I just absolutely love this, just because I wanted to try out a different method for doing tomatoes, and I like the idea that you can do this many because it gives me a chance to do varieties that I wouldn't normally have room for. Now, I planted seeds over a week ago in here, and they should be popping up, and they're not. So that's not looking good. I think what I'm going to do is soak some seeds and see if I can get a better germination rate. I did plant some okra in here. Did that the other day. So those are all new. And then, let's see what else. I haven't planted anything in here yet. But I had a Napa Chardonnay that I had set on the counter, and a gust of wind came up and blew it over, and it went into a bucket and broke, and it says here. And so I came over and I planted this out, and I think it's going to do okay. It seems like it's thriving, so I feel fortunate. Then I also planted in these beds some dwarf tomatoes. These are Golden Hour, these two, and then this one is Brad's Purple Pear. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but that's why these are kind of close together, as these are all dwarf tomatoes. I think this is my one big poppy, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then I planted purple mallow in here too. That's what all of these little stakes are, is for some seeds that I planted yesterday. Strawberry Tower is doing pretty good. Got a strawberry down there that's almost ready to pick. I don't think I have spaghetti squash back there, not coming up yet. So I don't know, maybe the conditions just aren't right yet for seed germination. I don't know. I know it does. We're supposed to get up to almost 90, maybe even a couple of days of 90 degrees. And then next weekend it's going to go back down to 70. I wish the 70-degree weather was now. So let me talk about this. I planted some Heatwave Vinca. I've got a bullseye toothache plant right there, that little yellow bullseye. I've got some lace flower, dahlias, this is a dahlia. Trying to think. It was dianthus. There's some dianthus in here. Some of these aren't looking real good. I also planted, again, the ones that I thought are going to be too sickly for the plant sale in a couple of weeks. So I planted them out in my garden, and I think the fact that they're sickly is part of the problem. Then I planted a bearded iris down there that was over in this other bed that it was just getting crowded out. And I probably killed it, but I think it was new last year. To me, I didn't really even know it was a bearded iris until I looked it up. And I think somebody threw it away, and I salvaged it. So if it doesn't make it, I'm fine with that. These tomatoes are doing good, and I think these are all tropical sunset cherry. I think these are all cherries. Chadwick cherry. No, this is a Cherokee purple. That's not a... I planted clematis. I put 2 in here. And then I've got some Rosa Bianca eggplant and 2 Nagasaki eggplants. And those, all my eggplants are looking good. So, and then I planted some cinnamon basil, some little tiny cinnamon basil that I didn't want to pot up, so I just stuck it in these beds. And then I planted out this. Now these are English daisies, and I don't anticipate that they'll do real well in the desert, but so far we had kind of a warm day yesterday, and they're still doing okay. And then I planted 2 lamb's ear and some bunny tails. So, and then I planted some flax lilies in these back pots here. And then this is my Texas plume again. I deadheaded some of the gazanias here. They're all closed right now, but they were looking really pretty yesterday. These are kind of looking worse for wear, but those snapdragons look pretty. But this is where the bearded iris was, and I took it out of there and then put a snapdragon that I found in the rocks there. So we'll see how it does. That lantana, purple lantana, is looking good. I've been working on this area back here. I moved my tower over here. I'm still got to plan out some of it. I divided up a flax lily this week, which is what this is. And those are going to go to the plant sale. And I moved my trees over here. I think I did that last week though. And then I'm trying to decide what configuration I'm going to use for this, but I'm gonna have like an island out here, and it's gonna have a tabletop to it that's a lot wider than it is right now. And I'm gonna tile it because I have a lot of leftover tile that I want to use up. And so I think it's gonna work out kind of nice. And then, like I say, I'm still organizing things over there. I weeded this area over here, so all the rocks are free of weeds for now. And I did 1/2 of the front yard. It's been weeded. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not quite awake, I don't think. even though I've been up for a while. I just haven't had enough coffee. So I've got to pot up a bunch of these plants that are like in these 2.5-inch pots. So I've got to get them in bigger pots, and I'm going to be working on that today. I want to feed my geraniums. I've got dahlias ready to go. I potted up the tomatoes, some of them. And yeah, that's, oh, I potted up, I had a lot of those 6-packs, and they had basil in them. So this is basically a basil tray. Well, it's not a basil tray. It's got some eggplant in it as well. And so, and then I've got this table over here that's got a bunch of plants that need to be potted up too. These tomato plants I'm not potting up. They're as big as they're gonna get. For now, I'm gonna take them to the sale like that. But these that are only these smaller pots, I'm gonna pot those up. But I'm still planting out some of them for myself. Like this is a hibiscus, and I want to plant a hibiscus, but I need to wait until my husband's got the watering ready to go for it. So anyway, that's my garden diary.